Welcome to Melbear's Weird and Wonderful. Today I'll show you how I made this cute and easy two-tone Jack Skellington fake whipped cream topper. I put out at least one new video every week, so please do subscribe and thanks so much for watching. So today I'm going to show you how I made my little Jack Skellington tumbler topper, and we're going to start off with making the base for the tumbler. Now I'm making 3 different bases here, but I'm just going to be using one of them in the final tutorial. This is the one we're going to be making, or one similar to this. They're pretty easy to make. You need to get some of these silicone tumbler molds. They're like a coaster mold, and they work quite well for this. I'll link them under the description for you so you can find them. The one in the middle, I cut out the little notch so it was perfectly round for the tumblers with the straw in the middle. And then I've got some of these little tiny rare earth magnets. I'll link those as well. These ones are really, really tiny. If you want larger ones, just order the larger ones, but these are very, very, very small. They're really cool and they work really well. If you want as well, you can use some resin dye with this. My favorite resin dye is the one from Let's Resin. I'll link it in the description. It works great. It doesn't tend to bleach out color, and it tends to actually stay the color after the resin is cured. Some of the cheaper dyes I found don't stay the color that you dye, and then after like a week it's a totally different color, and that just doesn't make for a very good project, and these don't tend to do that. Now these magnets are very, very small here. You can see how tiny these are, but they're super strong. So if you want your topper to be magnetized, you can put some of these into the topper and then just put these on the opposite side. So I'm going to use, I think, 4 of these little guys. And then you just put the exact 4 on the other side of your topper, or on the other side of your lid, your clear lid that comes with the topper, or with the cup. Sorry, I'm really all over the place today. So you can get little larger magnets if you want, but these are so cute and little, and they should work just fine. Now I'm going to add some of this dye to the resin. 5 drops. And you can add some glitter to these if you wish. I've got some quite nice black holographic glitter from Recollection, so I think I'm going to add some of that. You don't have to add anything to these if you don't want to. And we're pretty much covering these up afterwards, so it doesn't really matter. And another good thing to have while you're doing this is a torch to pop the bubbles. Most people who work in resin would already have one of those. If you don't, I'll link it in my description. This thing has been a lifesaver for me. I'm terrible with lighters or with those little barbecue lighters. They just never work for me. All right, so we're gonna let these cure till tomorrow and I'll be back. All right, so we're back the next day and we're just gonna pop all these little guys out. You can see how nice and easy that is. They're nice and cured. So then we will move on to the next step, which is putting on our whipped topping. And again, you don't have to make these glittery. You probably aren't even going to be able to see them very well. One thing I'd probably recommend with the magnets is, you can see on this one, the magnet actually moved in the resin. So you might want to tack these down first with a little UV resin into your mold. So just put UV resin, put your magnets, and then tack them down. That will probably help in case you're worried about them moving. He just wanted a friend. All right, so today I'm going to make a tumbler topper to go with my Jack Skellington, or my skeleton tumbler. So I'm going to start with this Fast and Final lightweight spackling. This spackling is really, really light colored. These containers are really hard to open. What I like about this spackling is it's super, super light colored already, so you don't have to put any coloring into this. You don't have to use paint. So this I'm going to use straight out of the container for the white part, but for the other part we're going to color this. So we've got some silver black mica. If you have black mica, that's great. I've only got the silvery black, so that will work. And then I'm going to use some purple as well. So we're going to start with putting some of our spackling directly into our cup. Not too much, but, and I meant to bring some scoopers and I forgot them. So we're just going to use my hand, and then I'm going to put on a fresh glove. So we're going to add some of our mica powder to this, and then we're going to mix it up. So let's add some of the black, and we're going to add some of the purple. I'm just going to add about just a little scoop of each. We'll see what color this makes it. If it isn't dark enough, you can always use a little bit of acrylic paint. Okay, we're going to mix this up. Yes, I'm using a straw to mix this because I forgot my sticks. So this may need a little more color. It's not quite as dark as I was envisioning it here. So I'm going to add some of the purple. And again, if it's not dark enough to your liking, you can add some acrylic paint to this, which I may do. It's not quite as dark as I'd like it. So let's add some acrylic paint here. I'm going to add some, let's see here, I've got some purple acrylic color here. We're going to add that. Good. Try to make sure it's as mixed as possible or you'll have streaks, but the streaks aren't the end of the world because this is going to be a little streaky anyway. So I've got my piping bag here, and these are just a plastic bag, and then I've just got a nice metal piping, and this is fairly large. I have some smaller ones. They just look like they're going to be too small for this. So what we're going to do is coat the inside of the bag with this. So what you're trying to do is get this on the inside walls of the bag. And you can rub this inside the bag as well if that makes it easier, and then just pop it open so it's coating the inside of the bag. That will also work.
we're going to add our white spackling. Just going to make sure that hole is open in there. Just got a little more here. The inside's not quite enough. All right, now we're going to add our white spackling. If you want your topper to be higher up, like if you want it to be really high up, get a foam block, like a foam, not a block, a foam ball, or you can use like Model Magic or something and just build it up before you add it to the top of your tumbler topper. I'm going to use one of these coaster toppers, which I will put before I do this. I filmed some of these a long time ago and I'm just getting back to them now. All right, so now what we're going to do with this is squeeze your white down into it. All right, it should be good. All right, so see, we've got it coming out of our end here, and now we're just going to do it just like if you were going to ice a cupcake. I'm sure some people who ice cupcakes on a regular basis are saying, no, no, not like that. There you go. Gives it kind of a nice two-tone. It's super easy to do that. And then we're going to top these off with some of the, I think we're just going to do one of our little jack heads that we used in the tumbler. And if you want to add some of the glitter from your tumbler, that would be good as well. I think I'll just use some of this. This is just a glitter from Michael's. I'm just going to add a couple little drops of that on there. And then we can go over this after it's dry with some epoxy resin just to seal it off. There you go, an easy little tumbler topper. That's two-tone, very cute. You can do this with any color as well. And here is our cute little tumbler topper with multicolored icing. Now, if you're a little bit better piper than me, this would look a lot smoother, but you guys get the idea. And this is removable. So you can take this off. You don't have to worry about making your cup moldy. And you can seal this off with UV resin. I did not on this one, but just coat the whole thing in UV resin and give it a shot with your UV light and you're good to go. But here's just another little idea. And if you want to do one of these with a straw in the middle, just make it with a hole in the middle instead of solid. I hope you've enjoyed this little tumbler topper tutorial. I put out at least one new video every week, so please do subscribe, and thanks so much for watching.